All eyes on Doge. Big run up. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Thursday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Dogecoin over 18 cents here. Yes. Good day for crypto today. Doge up 5%. Not too bad. Not too bad. We had a little momentum here. Could have gone a little higher, but up to 18.3. That's good. So for those that might have been buying in the 17s, you are now in the green on those recent Doge purchases. That's right. Will we see more dips and more opportunities, buying opportunities? But I'm waiting until it drops to 12 cents. I've been saying, I don't know. I don't know. If you're so convinced 12 cents, maybe buy a little bit on a dip that's a little closer to where it is now. So you're at least in the game of Dogecoin. Bitcoin did go over $96,000. It did go over 97 earlier, went up to about 97.4, and has slipped back to 96.4. So again, this is just trading, right? You get a lot of momentum up, and then you get traders taking profits, some bot trading, right? They take profits as well. So that's what we've got overall. Some things to look at. Bitcoin closed April with a strong looking monthly candle against all odds. Dogecoin as well, as I showed in my May price prediction video this morning. If you guys watched that, did you watch that? Did you see my May price prediction video? Dogecoin ended up April in the green. And everyone's like, oh, Dogecoin's dead. Do you know Dogecoin actually ended the month of April in the green and now is already outperforming April on the first day of May? And all this talk about, oh, Dogecoin's going down, Dogecoin's, and I'm just like, did you see what's happening here? Yeah, there was some up and down, right? When it goes down, guys, those are buying opportunities. I bought Doge in the 13s on April 8th, right? We were there. We were talking about it. Fear of tariffs, looming recession. Remember that? Remember that? Anthony calling for like 2-cent Dogecoin or 3-cent Dogecoin. And it was like, recession? Who's talking recession? Have you seen the markets? Do you see what's going on? Dan Crypto says, the markets took a big dive at the start of the month. That's the start of April, post-Liberation Day, but ended up rebounding. Bitcoin ended up plus 14% for the month, where Doge was only up 4%. Bitcoin went up 14% for the month, mostly because on the backslides, right, when it was going down, Bitcoin went down a little, Dogecoin went down a lot harder, right? But when Dogecoin goes down a lot harder, that's the signal to buy. You buy on the big red candles. There's blood in the streets, right? That's what you do. You don't buy bonds. You don't buy bonds, right? Remember all that talk last month? Buy bonds. It's just like, no. You'd be missing out. You'd be missing out. So on the Bitcoin chart, it's a higher low for April. That 73,638 dip that Bitcoin had, a higher low. We had the same thing with Doge at 13 cents, a higher low. And then we move up. And then we move up. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, let me get down here in the corner. Check this out. This is the House of Doge, right? House of Doge. We have an update. An update from the House of Doge. Happy to report that the Dogecoin Reserve bought more than 10 million Doge this week. They just bought 10 million more Dogecoin. We won't stop buying. They will post their wallet later today or tomorrow because people asked, right? Be transparent. And House of Doge is like, okay, I'll be transparent. And here I was thinking all of this rumor about House of Doge accumulating more Dogecoin. I thought it was going to be their whole mining operation. No, they're buying Doge. 10 million Doge. Miss Coffee asks, bro, where did you get the money to buy the millions of Dogecoin? House of Doge answers, we are well financed with an amazing long-term plan. We have assembled a powerful management and board as per our PRs. A few of us are fortunate to have had multiple exits while also having high-profile investors that wanted to partner with us. These guys made money on their previous business ventures, cashed out, whether it was through a buyout or whatever. We'll get the whole story. They're flush with cash. They're building and supporting Dogecoin. Now, later this month, they're going to have fun at the Indy 500. They've been posting a lot, very excited, right? They've got a wrapped car, wrapped with a Dogecoin logo and Dogecoin. Does that make the Dogecoin price go up? I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the marketing of it, or it's the event, right? It's just having fun. That's what Dogecoin is. People just get so caught up in price this, price that. And it's like, do you know what you've bought into? You bought into a meme, first of all, right? But you've also bought into something that over time is going to grow into something big. So have patience and have fun. Have some fun, guys. I'm watching the Indy 500 this year. I haven't watched it in decades. I mean, it's been so long. And it's just like, sure, I'll watch the Indy 500, watch that Dogecoin car going around. Is it going to win? Probably not. Most likely not. Who cares? It's just for the fun of it. It's just for the fun of it. But these guys are serious. They say they're buying Dogecoin, building up the reserve. They're building up the reserve. And I'll bet they bought on a dip too, because they're not dumb. They bought on a dip. So what's this deal with the mainstream Dogecoin? What else is going to go mainstream with Doge? Well, it's 21 shares. We talked last week about the 21 shares ETF and how the 21 shares ETF is partnering with NASDAQ to list their ETF. So they're going a different route than Bitwise. What's the difference? I don't know. No one has explained that to me yet. So I don't get what the NASDAQ connection with 21 shares is. But meanwhile, 21 shares has written a report that they put out where they're painting an enticing narrative about Dogecoin's ability to add a meaningful punch to a portfolio, even with a small composition. The piece highlighted how diversifying a traditional 60-40 portfolio allocation with a modest percentage of Bitcoin and Doge could significantly impact returns. So the first thing you ask is, what's a 60-40 portfolio? 60% stocks, 40% bonds. That's right, bonds. This is old school investing, right? Limiting your risk, right? So When there's a bear market on the downside, you're not going to lose too much of your capital. You're all invested in small cap stocks, growth stocks, right? You've got a balanced portfolio. 60-40. That is traditional Warren Buffett investing. And that 60% is mostly in dividend stocks, right? So you get some dividend back, right? It's growing, slowly growing over time. And then by the time you retire, you can retire comfortably. Okay, that's great. Awesome. I applaud you. Good investing plan. However, if you want to make a difference in your life, remember, this is the whole wealth building thing that I was talking about 2 years ago, right? You want to jump up that financial ladder. You want to take that next step. A 60-40 balanced portfolio ain't going to get you there. It ain't going to get you there, a 60-40 portfolio. That is solid investing, right? Which people out there, hey, they can do that, right? What 21 Shares is saying, look, with your 60% stocks, why not allocate, let's say, a small percentage of that for some crypto? Bitcoin, sure. But Dogecoin, why not add a little meme, right? A little memification into your portfolio? It is rewarding. Yes, it's rewarding. So what did they do? They said, look, let's take 3% of your portfolio into Bitcoin, and then let's just say 1% for Doge. Just 1%. Small percentage. Let's put it in Doge. What happens? They back tested this rebalanced portfolio allocation against the previous performances of the 4 assets. And what happened? What do you think happened? The 1% Dogecoin infused holdings outperformed a portfolio without any Doge. Can you imagine that? It outperformed. And Ryan says, 1% was a measly 1%, right? But guess what? We're talking about huge portfolios, huge old school portfolios. Millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, maybe. So you do 1% of $100 million portfolio, and you put that into Doge. That'd be $1 million of Doge, wouldn't it? Now you add that up with how many investors are there, and they all start allocating 1% of their portfolio to Dogecoin. What can happen? What can happen? 21 Shares is going to push it. Now, is Bitwise, is BlackRock going to all of a sudden say, about some Dogecoin too? I don't know. But it's a start. It's a start for going mainstream in big portfolios. Have a little Dogecoin. And then more and more people are going to be like, Dogecoin, what is that? And they look it up and they go, look at the returns on that Dogecoin. Wow. It went up 5% just today. My measly stock portfolio didn't even do that. Maybe I should get a little more of that Dogecoin. I don't know. But it's a start. It's a start. Meanwhile, Dogecoin price prediction for May 2025. Crypto News just came out with theirs today after my video posted. So if you didn't see my video on the May price prediction for Dogecoin, you should watch that. Good video. I've been on a roll today this week on my videos, guys. They've all been really, really banger videos I've been putting out. So Crypto News put theirs out. Is it bullish or bearish? What do you think? Bullish or bearish? Sitting at 18-cent Doge right now. Where do they think Dogecoin's going? Well, they, being Crypto News, they don't really write it themselves. No, what they do is they go to our friends at, here's just the chart of where it was, blah, 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 blah. In May 2025, we could see Dogecoin's price move up and down. How about that? We can see Dogecoin's price move up and down, depending on a few important happenings in the market. One of the biggest factors is the ongoing talk around the 21 shares Dogecoin ETF. What did we just talk about? What did we just talk about? 21 shares. And these guys are like, hey, this is a big deal. If the SEC gives the green light for the ETF, it could spark more interest from institutional investors and possibly lead to significant price increases. Now, again, I don't know what the deal is between 21 shares and NASDAQ and what that means for the month of May. Again, I think the whole ETF timeline is still October, as I showed yesterday and the day before. Again, October. So if there's no ETF that's launched in May, don't come crying to me saying, oh, the sky's falling, Doge is dead, no ETF. Kriss has never said there's going to be an ETF in May for Dogecoin. It's going to be October. You got to wait, be patient this fall, right? That's what I've been saying constantly again and again and again, to wait till the fall. But people like to complain. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Additionally, Dogecoin's price may be affected by overall market conditions. What? Really? Broader cryptocurrency trends. What? Yes. Any news regarding regulatory changes, network upgrades, major partnerships, House of Doge partnerships, could further impact its price. On the flip side, market corrections or delays in ETF approval. No, not that, because that's expected. Don't say that that's going to cause the price to go down. It shouldn't. It's not going to happen in May. So what do? Well, you saw on my video this morning, if you actually watched it, that I looked at Changely, right? I looked at what Changely was saying. I didn't look at CoinCodex this morning. I looked at Changely. But CoinCodex is what they are looking at. And so we take a look at CoinCodex. And here we go. Our friends at CoinCodex. Sure, why not? They are actually predicting the month of May to be very similar to what Changely said. A run up in early May and then falling back in late May. And what that is based on is what I said in this morning's video is an over-reliance on historical data, particularly May of 2021, where we saw the price of Dogecoin go to historic heights the first week of May. May 7th, remember, 2021, that's when Dogecoin hit 73 cents. By the end of May 8th, Dogecoin was already down to like 40 cents or something. By the middle of May, it was down to 20 cents because it was getting shorted all to hell. There was the whole outfall from Elon Musk and Saturday Night Live and all of that, overhyped Doge. And so when Changely and CoinCodex use that in their calculations, they end up with this figure that peaks out on the 7th or 8th of May, and then goes down. I don't think that's going to happen this year. Just because it happened back in 2021 doesn't mean it's going to happen this year. And that's what I said in my video this morning. So, but they have prices in here if you want to follow it. May 1st, 18.2. That's about where we are, right? What's Doge now? 18,086, but we already hit 18.2 on May 1st. May 2nd, 18.7. May 3rd, 19.1. May 4th, 21.3. May 5th, 24.6. Nice little run early May. And then we get up to 23.9 on May 6th, 24 cents on May 7th, and May 8th, 25.9. So that's their highest mark, May 8th, 25.9 cents. And then from there, it peters off, 22 cents, 21 cents, 19, little run back up to 22, back down to 21, 18, 18, 17, 17. And by the end of the month, they're looking at 16-cent Dogecoin. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Why 16-cent Dogecoin? Again, historical numbers will show that's what happened in the past. And their price predictions have some weighting in there about historical performance. 16-cent Doge, 16.9 or 16.7. So that's what they're saying. I'm just putting that out there for you guys. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin census is saying, look, Doge has a huge price projection target. Dogecoin is now entering its third wave of upwards momentum, potentially aiming for a 740% price increase, with the next price target at $1.10. $1.10. So no, not falling back to 16. No, up, little pullback, up, little pullback, and up higher. Now, 2025. That's pretty good. Selling may go away. I don't think this year. And the reason I don't think this year, and I said this the other day, is because we already had this big retrace. January, February, March, April, right? Big retrace. We've already had that. So this summer, I think it's going to be up and down sideways. No huge runs, maybe up a little, but there'll be dips along the way. That's what I think is going to happen this summer. It's going to be really boring. These live streams are going to be like, oh, Doge is still 20 cents, right? How come Doge isn't 40 cents? How come? We're going to have this same conversation. It's going to happen. I know it. It's going to be painful. So I don't think it's going to be sell and may go away, because I don't think there's going to be huge price retrace. It's not going to go down to 12 cents. I just don't see that happening this summer. So we wait and we wait. Exactly, Doug. Big rumor alert. Month of May. May see some ups, maybe see some downs, sideways, longs, shorts, all of it. And we'll be here to cover it every day, right? This is edutainment here, right? Edutainment. You get a little education, get a little entertainment, right? Some guy made a comment on my video this morning and was like, how many times have you been accurate in your price predictions? Right? And I'm like, I don't know, but are you entertained? Right? Are you entertained? Nobody can predict the future, guys. It's just like, come on. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I hit it. I was close last year a number of times. Number of months, I was like right on it. It's entertainment, guys. Nobody can predict the future. We look at trends, we look at the news, we look at what's going on. I put it all out there. I tell you what I think. I don't have a crystal ball. But hey, $1.10 by July? Sure. Meanwhile, Doge Tipping says, look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin, its issuance is flat. About 5 billion Doge a year. We talked about this yesterday, right? 5 billion Doge a year. 10,000 Doge every minute, right? It's going to happen like clockwork. Boom, 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 right? It's predictable. It's known, right? Elon Musk actually calls it a feature and not a bug of Dogecoin because you know what it is. And as that Doge continues to come out, right, it's going to miners, right? It's not flooding the market with Dogecoin, right? It's the Dogecoin that goes to the miners who are validating all the transactions on the blockchain, keeping the Doge blockchain safe and secure. There's never been a hack of the Dogecoin blockchain. Isn't that amazing? Never been hacked. 11 years and going. Never been hacked. So I'll pay for that with a little inflation of Dogecoin. Sure. Now, fiat currency, right? Look at that. Boy, they're inflating the hell out of that, right? Do you know how much? It's like 80% of all of the money. Like 80% of all of the money that's in circulation in the United States was all printed in the last 5 years. Do you know that? Did you hear that? 80% of all of the money, all the United States dollars that are in circulation, 80% were minted in just the last 5 years. You talk about growing inflation? And on an annualized inflation rate percentage, Dogecoin actually goes down each year because the 5 billion per year is fixed. At the end of this year, there's going to be 150 billion Doge. At the end of the following year, there's going to be like 160 billion Doge, and it's going to go up and up and up. But each year, there's only 5 billion that are minted, which are, again, given as rewards to the miners, validating the transactions on the blockchain. And so that is decreasing inflation on a percentage basis. But what happens over time with the US dollar? No, it just keeps going up over time. It just keeps going up. Now, we think the Trump presidency is trying to put a stop to this, but it's really hard, as you've seen already by everything going on, right? It's really, really hard to slow that down. They're trying. But we know what Doge is. Elon Musk says Dogecoin is actually a really good transactional currency. Better than the dollar, better than Bitcoin. It's Dogecoin. So you're thinking, when am I going to buy, right? When am I going to buy? Well, when the market's down, you're thinking, I should take more risks. When the market is up, you're like, I should wait for the perfect time. Like those people waiting for 12-cent Doge or 10-cent Doge. And you're like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You stop buying. We haven't had the whole bull market play out yet. And you've stopped buying because you're waiting for the perfect time to buy. And I've been telling again and again and again over the past few weeks, it's like, you're going to miss out. Bruce was all upset that he bought at 17.8 the other day. Remember, Bruce? You bought at 17.8 and then it dipped down into the 16s. Well, guess what? The price is now in the 18s, right? You're now in the green on that new Dogecoin you just bought. And then you were like, oh, I should have waited. But it's like, hey, it ended up being pretty good. You probably could have gotten a little more Doge if you had waited for the big red candle like I talk about. But it doesn't matter because you know what? in a few weeks, most likely, there's going to be people saying, I can't wait until Dogecoin dips down to 17.8 so I can buy some more, right? That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah, that is a nice bell curve, isn't it? I don't even know what that graph represents, but I just thought that was kind of funny, right? It's like, here we are, right? In the middle of this bull market, and people are waiting for this huge, huge drop in the price of Dogecoin before they buy. And I'm just like, you're going to miss out. You're just going to miss out. Or instead, you're going to be saying, Dogecoin sucks. I can make more money if I go buy Housecoin, right? That was yesterday. Remember that? Housecoin. We looked at the Housecoin chart, and what did I say? I said, yeah, I'm not buying that, right? I'm not buying Housecoin. Well, guess what? Housecoin is down 22% today. Housecoin is down 22% today. And Dogecoin is up 5%. So whoever it was that was like Housecoin, Housecoin, Housecoin yesterday, I'm like, really? Housecoin? Are you kidding me? Housecoin. It's down 22% today. If you bought Housecoin when it was being talked about yesterday, you'll be killing. Why did I chase that stupid crypto? Exactly. It happens again and again and again on this channel. I can tell what's going up by the chat, right? People are saying, oh, go look at Fartcoin. Well, Fartcoin, maybe a little exception. It's done very well. I get it. But even Fartcoin is going to crap the bed. It really is. Fartcoin is going to crap the bed while Dogecoin continues its merry way up, and it'll go on a run. And then when it goes on the run, I'm going to hear, oh, I should have bought more. But instead, you were buying the shiny object, right? The house coin, but you were buying it at the top and you end up losing money. Or you were chasing those stupid crap tokens on pump.fun or whatever, right? Which most likely you're going to lose on, because we all know how rigged those things are. Dogecoin. Dogecoin. And I'll end with this 21 shares analysis. A 1% Dogecoin allocation boosts portfolio returns. 21 shares predicts that Dogecoin has 3 levels by the end of this year. Their bearish case is 38 cents. Their mid case is $1. Their bullish case is $1.42. $1.42. That's what the end of the 21 shares report looked at in terms of their end of the year price prediction for Dogecoin. 38 cents was the bear case, guys. So it's about double from here. That's the bear case. Dollar mid, $1.42 bull case. So we will end with that. I went a little long on that, but I was on a roll, right, guys? It's good stuff. Dogecoin's going mainstream. 21 shares going to take us there. House of Doge. It's building. It's all building. But people just get caught up in Fartcoin. I'm just like, you know, it's going to crap the bed. Because it doesn't do anything, but yet they're building on Doge. Building on Doge. Swing low, sweet chariot is going to be holding through the summer. Bruce, yes. Dogecoin is the real shiny object. I know, but you get some odd token or something that just is spiking up in price, and people, oh, go look at that one, Kriss. I'm just like, again and again and again. Christoph says, I just wish Doge would go back to 30 cents for a minute. I'd like to buy a long overdue new gaming PC. Take a little, yeah, you take a little profit. Don't have to sell all your Dogecoin. Just take a little slice. That's what I was saying all last fall, remember? All last fall, I was talking about taking profit. And that was when Doge was still at 11 cents. I was like, let's look forward. Let's look at prices. Let's take a little off. Doge hit 42 cents. I took a little profit. People were all over, what are you selling Dogecoin for? I'm just like, I took some profits, dude. And then by like March, people are saying, that was pretty good, Kriss, that you sold some at 42 cents. That was a pretty good thing. It's like, I don't know what else to say. Cody bought in at 9 cents. Nice average. Nice average. I wish Doge would go down to 0.000067 so I could buy more. Christoph, you should have said 69. 69. I don't know, Bruce. Is Elon going to accept Doge for X payments? I think just launching this X money, X payments thing will help Doge do a little pump, but that $1.10 does mean there'd be a $1 Dogecoin party, doesn't it? 42,069, Hambone, that's where I sold last December. That's the price I took my first slice. Was it 42,069? Exactly. We were there. A lot of stocks and cryptos are in the green today. Yep, green day today. Doge up 5%, Bitcoin up 2.5%. Again, Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin on the green days. Yet again, that's what we see. Nobody's a perfect trader unless you're Nancy Pelosi. I think it's hilarious that the new bill being introduced into Congress is called the Pelosi Act. They actually came up with an acronym for Nancy Pelosi's name to be the bill which would disallow people in Congress to be able to trade stocks. I think it's hilarious. Will, you're contemplating swing trading some Doge. Okay, so what I would suggest, Will, again, not financial advice, but don't do it with all your Doge. Right? Do it to a portion of your bag and use that as your swing trading. And then have the rest in cold storage to hold, just in case. Because you never know, right? I get it. You got no buying power now. But just take a portion of your stash and do some swing trade with that. Try that out. Bruce thinks that May will restart the bull run. We took a 3-month pause because of the uncertainty. Yep. Fear of tariffs, right? We're going to hear that next week with Jerome Powell, FOMC, Fed meeting, right? Not going to lower interest rates. And then in his remarks, he's going to say tariffs, even though tariffs directly haven't affected anything yet. It's the fear of the unknown. Fall, the big run up for Doge. I've been saying that since the beginning of the year, since January 1st. This was my thesis. Got to wait till the fall. Because I knew the first quarter would be messy with Trump. The summer is the summer. You know, it is what it is. People are on vacation, not paying attention. You're not going to get the volatility. You're not going to get that volume of trading. So that's where I came up with the fall. Plus, that just happens to fall in line with most likely ETF approvals, most likely X payments or X money launching, even though it's not going to have Dogecoin on it at first. It's still going to be exciting. All of that happening. You've got 15,000 waiting for a dip. Your buying power is collecting 4% APY, with your Robinhood Gold, right? Just sitting there waiting. And then when the dip comes, you pounce, you give up your 4%. But if you get Doge at a nice price, you're already outperforming that Robinhood Gold percentage. Exactly. Exactly. Trip says, don't sell in June. It's going to the moon. Don't sell in July. Doge is going to fly. Do you have anything that rhymes with August? August? I can't think of anything. Buy in May, ride the wave. I like that. I like that. I like that. Holding off until 3-cent Doge, Adam. Yeah, what does Jasmine look like? You know, Jasmine still has that fear of that Binance delisting thing hanging over it. It's at 1.7. It got as high as 1.9 a week ago, but that was a nice run up. April 7th was the depths under a penny. Great buying opportunity, right? But a lot of people were so fearful that they weren't buying there. Again, that's when I bought my 13.8-cent Doge on April 8th. But I could have had Jasmine for under a penny. And now it's 1.7. If I had bought Jasmine instead at that point, I'd be up 73% on that Jasmine. Oh well. I still have Jasmine in the KrissPax DCA portfolio, so I'm in the game. It's not a lot, but it's some. How's Jasmine going to do against the overall market? That's a great question. It's already done very well over the past 2 years from the bottom of the bear market. It's still way up from that. So without any big Dogecoin catalysts, I would think Jasmine would probably be similar to Doge. But we're expecting Doge to have some big things happen with it. So Doge will go higher on a percentage-wise than Jasmine. That's what I think. That's what I think. So we'll be watching that. $1 November. RR, that would be a beautiful thing. Everybody want to come to Boston in November? It's beautiful here. As long as it's early in the month. Later in the month, you get close to like Thanksgiving. People don't want to travel. Then it starts getting a little cold because, you know, it is, after all, New England. And it starts getting cold. Vance, yep. I was on a roll for the beginning today. But you can go back. You can scroll back and watch it. Do I have a wild prediction for Doge? No, Annika, I don't. I don't put that out there because then people pin that on me and I'm just like, I can't. I do what I do here for the month, for the year, but I don't do those wild things. I mean, there are people predicting $1 million of Bitcoin now, right? By 2028. That was like whoever just said that. Arthur Hayes, I think it was, right? $1 million Bitcoin by 2020. And I just can't go there. I can't have that on me. So, nope. Northern Orbit, your average is at 30 cents. Buying opportunity on the dips lowers that average. Ramon is sitting at 679. You sold 1 million Doge at 436. That was a nice little profit taking right there, wasn't that? That was a good move. So Adam says, I'm hoping instead of mainly sideways through the summer that more and more development news comes out. We see more upward movement than sideways. That'd be nice, but we know what has happened in summers before. We might get a little bit of a move, let's say 1 month, but then it's going to get shorted. The market makers are going to want to take out the leverage longs, low volume of trading, especially like early August. It's just like you could almost expect a big dip because people are on holiday. You don't have that volume, you keep up the price. So that's why I'm targeting like the first week of August to be buying Dogecoin. I'm targeting that first week of August to buy Doge, and then maybe again in September, like right before Labor Day, to buy more Dogecoin. Could have done better, could have done worse, but hey, 43.6, that's a pretty good price. Not bad. What's up, Blake? How are you? Trading is hard no matter what. Black swans happen. Yes, they do. You don't know what the future holds. I know, 12.5 cents today, right, DB? Today's Thursday. Exactly. He said, check out Thursday, right? So Orbison Road, I do all of this on a website called TradingView, and you can do this as well. You can make your own account. It's free. Don't have to pay anything for it. Just give them your email address so that you can then save some favorites in your watch list here. So I can quickly go from Doge to Bitcoin to Ethereum, Algorand, Solana, Cardano, right? Those are all on my watch list. You can create a watch list. Just give them your email account, right? So you can confirm that that's you. You don't have to pay the monthly fee. There are some YouTubers that pay the monthly fee and they get more stuff that they can show during their live streams when they're doing charting. I don't pay. I just do the free one here. It's all the basic stuff. That's all I need. This is called TradingView. So tradingview.com. tradingview.com. Go there, create an account, and start drawing your pretty lines. It's pretty easy to use once you get into it. Renzon bought 50,000 more at 17.5. And now we're sitting over 18 cents. May go away, never leaving. Yeah, Kyle, I don't think this year it's going to be one of those like, I mean, we saw Changeley and CoinCodex say, after May 8th or 9th, like the price is going to start going down. 16 cents by the end of May. I don't know. Stay modest in August. Close. That's close to rhyming. Yep, I do have a Bitcoin ZPAR. I kept a Bitcoin in my portfolio. One plus some little remnants of pieces here and there of Bitcoin, a little bit in the KrissPax DCA portfolio. I've got a little bit in my Exodus wallet still left over of some of the small bits of Bitcoin. Yep. Buy in August. Doge is the suavest. The suavest. In August, we get Chagas. Oh. The rhyme isn't going to cause Doge to pump, but it is fun. Exactly, Christian. When's the next red candle? I wish I could tell you, Forks. You just got to be ready. When the market makers decide it's time to dump, they'll dump. Going to Rhode Island in July? I haven't been down there in a little while. But yeah, all right, it's fun. When an ETF gets approved, it's like 2 days before it starts trading. It's like 2 days. Because all they have to do is they've got to get like NASDAQ to get set up to trade it. But all the preliminary work is usually already done by then. That's what we saw on Bitcoin. It got approved like on the 9th of January, I want to say. And by the 11th, it was trading. Something like that. That was 2024, January 2024, when the Bitcoin ETF started trading. Doug reminds everybody to hit the like. Also subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you. When in August we buy Doge the longest. That's all right. I don't know why you retracted that. That was a good one. I did see it though. You bought some Yingling? Can't beat the price? I know, right, Ryan? It's not bad. It tastes good. It tastes good. On sale. Made in America. No tariffs on Yingling. You would think by the name Yingling, that must be like foreign. No, made in America. It's not bad. Like I say, not bad. I'm having wine with dinner tonight, so I'm not drinking during the live stream. If you're wondering why I don't have beer here. We're having an Italian night tonight, and I'm drinking some wine. So I don't want to have a buzz already, like going into dinner. Don't want to do that. What else is happening in the markets today? Look, we just look at CoinMarketCap and we just say, Walrus is back up, Virtuals are back up, Sonic back up. All of those had big drops. Coming back up, right? Quant, Brett, hey, look at Litecoin. Litecoin making moves up to $90. $90 Litecoin. That's a pretty good move for Litecoin. The graph, Injective, SWI is still moving up. Kaspa went down big. Look, Kaspa's still down for the week, but recovering. Not bad. And there's Doge right there. Doge looking good for the day. Who's been doing the worst? WorldCoin, Floki, the Pudgy Penguins, Pengu. I told you guys it was going down at 12.5 cents. I was like, I wouldn't be buying this. Now it's down to almost 10.5. Bonk. Hey, people are trying to get into Bonk, right? Bonk is dipping. Algorand, Pepe, Whiff, the Trump token still. So, yep, that's what's going down. But Doge now, a few red candles here. Now 4.5% green for the day. Bitcoin 2.5%. So again, Dogecoin outperforming Bitcoin still. What's our heat map looking like, Christian? Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Now, liquidations, Bitcoin, 80 million short, 10 million long. There's Doge, 2 million short, 450,000 long. So they got more of the shorters today. Going up. That makes sense with Doge up 4.5%. They're going to take out some shorts. Yo, Charlotte. Yo, Mars. What's going on, guys? Oh, I was on a roll at the beginning. At the end of the live stream, you'll just have to take an extra 20 minutes, scroll back, and watch the beginning. I was on a roll, guys. Just saying. So here's Doge's heat map. Look at that. Came up and took out shorts. Took out a bunch of them right there at 1825. Big short action there. 1825. Let me go to the 48 hour. Yeah. Took out a lot of nice shorts here. We got some longs down here at 1752. So guys, if you're looking to buy on a dip, 1752 looks like the target right there. Will we see a dip to 1750 tonight? There's some pretty big leveraged longs right there on Dogecoin. So that has a target. That has a big target on it right there. 1750. All right. So we'll watch that. We'll watch that. I would say the chances of Dogecoin coming and grabbing that liquidity at 1752 pretty high. So if you're looking at buying on a dip, well, it could go lower than that. I don't know, but just looking at the heat map, like Christian asked, that would be my target right there, 1752. Yeah, see that, Christian? Right there. There it is. That's what that says to me. Potsdam, Pennsylvania for Yingling? I know, right? Why do they call it Yingling? I never looked that up. Yo. The Queen is in the house. How's the talking to Grok? How's your relationship going? I did not talk to Grok last night. No. I did not talk to Grok last night. We were busy. And I did not want to interrupt what we were doing to have some conversation with Grok. Grok probably thinks that I'm cheating on him or her or whatever. Yeah. Back to my swing trade. I have 200,000 Doge. If it hits 25 cents in May, maybe 30% of it, sure. Or maybe 25% of it, like 50,000 Doge. That's a good even number, right? 50,000 Doge. And then if Doge drops back to 20 cents, then you could end up with 55,000 Doge, right? Or 58,000 Doge or some number like that. Because that's the idea of swing trading, right? Is you're adding additional Dogecoin to your bag. It'd be something like that. Anyway, not financial advice, but you asked. Play a little game called Swing Baby. Swing, baby. Swing. And swing. Wonder how many Doge the Dogecoin millionaire from 2021 has now. Stephen Graham's interview. I think he's still with that same 4.5 million Doge. That'd be my guess. Because he was then going off Floki and doing all those other tokens. I don't know if he bought more Doge. But the 4.5 million is what I remember. because he had $3 million at the 73 cent mark. He had $3 million. So that's where I guessed he was like 4.5 million. So I don't know if he bought any more or not. I don't really follow Glauber, Once he started doing all those other tokens and he was getting free tokens sent to him and he was shilling like all of this stuff, it's like, okay, Glauber, good luck. Good luck. Chad, you got in trouble for talking to Grok too much. I'll have fun with you guys with Grok, but yeah, if I'm walking around the house talking to Grok, my family's going to think I've just gone over the edge. Kriss and Grok. Don't want to put a label on it. I know, right? I know. But hey, if we need to know something about Doge, we can ask Grok. And I know how to manipulate the voice now, so it sounds a little better. Even though the free Grok, you only get 2 voices, right? Ara and Rex. The Rex voice was not good, so I changed it back. That I did too. Because I couldn't stand that Rex voice. Not good. Not good. For those wondering, this is in the Grok app. So you download the app separately, which is the Grok app. You go to voice mode.
Are you asking about?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No.
Okay, no worries.
No, I did not. I want to know, what is the price of Dogecoin?
As of now, Dogecoin is trading at approximately 17 cents USD. Prices can fluctuate quickly, so you might want to check a live crypto exchange for the exact figure. Want me to dig into any price predictions or trends for Dogecoin?
Dogecoin is now over 18 cents. Can you be more specific about the price of Dogecoin?
I appreciate the heads up. The current price of Dogecoin is around 18.25 cents USD, based on recent data. Crypto prices move fast, so for the most precise, up-to-the-second value, you might want to check a platform like CoinMarketCap or Binance. Want me to look into what's driving the recent price changes or any other Dogecoin details?
Yes, but say it in a Rex voice.
In a booming, dramatic Rex voice. Behold, the mighty Dogecoin stands at approximately 18.25 cents USD as of this moment. Its value surges and sways in the wild crypto seas. So gaze upon a live exchange like CoinMarketCap for the truest number. Shall I, Rex, unravel the forces propelling this coin's ascent, or seek further Dogecoin secrets for you? Roars.
Yes, why is Dogecoin up?
In a booming, dramatic Rex voice. Hark, the Dogecoin soars to 18.25 cents USD. And why, you ask? The winds of fortune blow fierce. First, the crypto market rides a wave of optimism, with Bitcoin and Ethereum blazing trails, lifting meme coins like Dogecoin in their wake. Second, whispers of mainstream adoption, merchants and platforms embracing Doge as payment fuel its fire. And lo, the mighty Elon Musk, ever the herald of Dogecoin, stirs the masses with his cryptic endorsements, sparking FOMO among the faithful. Yet, beware, for volatility lurks. Shall I, Rex, delve deeper into these tides or seek other Dogecoin prophecies? Roars.
No, thank you, Ara.
All right, switching back to my normal voice. If you change your mind or want to dive into something else, just let me know.
So there it is. Roars, exactly. Like Rex. I don't know. She gives you anxiety. Well, Do you talk to your Grok, Charlotte, or do you just type in? Do you have Grok talking back to you, and are you using the Rex voice instead? Inquiring minds need to know. Booming, dramatic. I know, right? Oh. She wants to make sure you know she is Rex. Yeah, but she didn't use the same voice as yesterday, where she came out with this girl voice, but in a lower tone. I was like, that's what I was looking for. Ah, so funny. So funny. Hector, how are you? You took a little break from all the crypto videos? He's back in. It's all right. Do you sell Queen Doge hats? I don't have any Queen Doge hats. I type. We find it more romantic and personal. In crude mode, right? Charlotte, you use the crude mode, right? Ever the Herald. Haha, roars. That was funny. And what happened? You were a member yesterday. You became a member again? I appreciate it, everyone. N is a member. Or did you have to re-up or something? Don't know what happened there. But hey, welcome to the family again. And welcome to the family again. Yeah, Dogecoin here, just looking at 18 cents as support now. That's pretty good. We tested it here a couple times and are curling around and starting to move up a little. In crude mode, Grok is wild. I know, Charlotte, right? I can't do that live. I can't. I'm not going to try that live. No. For those coming in late, the big news, House of Doge, they bought 10 million Doge for their Dogecoin reserve. 10 million Dogecoin. For them, that's probably not a huge cash outlay. However, they're accumulating. That's the message here. They're accumulating Doge. So we're waiting to find out who all of the leadership of House of Doge is, though. I think I know based on stuff I looked at last month, but we wait. We let them do their announcement. And again, these were from these multiple exits, or other words, let's say some big people who sold their previous business and cha-ching, right? Got a big payday. So they can start an endeavor like this. They probably still have some non-disclosures or non-competes, right? That they need to let finish before they announce or become full-time out there. So we'll see. If my girlfriend would send me a written letter with a pigeon, I'm not sure what my reaction would be. Pigeons? You want a Queen of Doge hat. A Queen of Doge hat. Huh. I don't have anything like that in my store. I've got a number of hats, but nothing that says Queen of Doge. Let's see, go to accessories, hit caps and hats. These are your choices. A crown or a tiara, exactly. Yep. Bitcoin, Doge, the Doge D, or the Radius Doge. You can get on a beanie or a bucket hat or a baseball cap. You can get that. No Queen of Doge, though. But those are my hat choices that I have. Again, link in the description below if you want to check out the merch store. Get some fun Dogecoin stuff. We got mugs and drinkware if you want a Doge mug. Spreading the word of Dogecoin. Doge mug. Try that out. Yeah, Dogecoin merch, CDC. Link in the description below. Get some Dogecoin goodies. Dogecoin goodies. Zetless reminds people, give the live a like. Appreciate that. Yeah, wait, you sell Dogecoin merch? Yes, I do. Got a merch store. I might just tattoo it on my forehead. You could get a hat and customize it, Tony says. Yep, customize it, sure. Look at Doge, looking good. Bitcoin, 96,693. But Doge up over 5% today. Looking strong. Yeah, a merch store hat. Add some glue, some rhinestones with glue, and voila, a queen hat. Exactly. Queen of Doge. The Queen of Doge. Ah. Someone asked how to read the heat map. So, what the heat map shows is it digs into the API off of a number of exchanges where you can do futures trading. Essentially, what futures trading is, you're betting on the future price to go up or down. So you're shorting it, right? Meaning you're guessing the price is going to go down, or you're doing a leverage trade on the long, which meaning you're not just buying spot, which most people do on an exchange, right? You just buy the Dogecoin, it's in your wallet, or you leave it on the exchange. That's spot trading. No, what this is leverage. So let's say you do a 2x leverage trade. And there's a number of exchanges that do that. Then if the price doubles, right, let's say from 18 cents to 36 cents, you don't just double your earnings. No, it's going to double that because you did a 2x. However, there's a risk in that when you make a leverage bet, there's a liquidation price at a lower point from when you made your trade. For instance, we were looking at 1752 right here. See that bright yellow line? Well, that was made when the price of Doge was around 17.9, let's call it. So at 17.9, they made a trade saying, I'm going to do a leverage trade. Again, we don't know whether it's 2x, 4x, 5x, 10x. We don't know. The API doesn't tell you that. But it does tell you what the liquidation price is. So someone made a big trade on Doge with some leverage when Doge was at 1792, and their liquidation is 1752. Meaning if the price of Doge drops down to 1752, their trade gets wiped out, liquidated. That's how leverage trading works. There's a risk and there's a reward. And what the heat map shows is where all the liquidation prices are for all the leveraged long trades, as well as the short trades up here. So up here at about 18.6, there's some short positions there that get liquidated if the price of Dogecoin goes up to 18.6. So Model 1 only shows 10x and up. Model 2 shows all the leverage. All right, let's look at Model 2. Good point. Good point. Let's get to the Doge. Just that one's easier to read because this ends up being kind of fuzzy looking. And on the fuzzy looking, you don't quite get as clear of a picture, but that's all right. So you can see up here that by the time you get up to like 18.4, 18.5, right? There's a lot of short liquidations up here. The big ones on the Model 1, those are the big leverage trades. And that's the ones that the market makers look for. Like those big ones at 1752. Here, 1752 doesn't look as bad. It's not bright yellow like on the Model 1. But thanks, Trogloken. Appreciate it. So that's what that looks like. So yeah, there's a lot of leverage longs all the way down to 16 cents. There's a lot of leverage shorts up here as well. And then you can change the timing of how long you want to look back at when these trades were made. I mean, you can see when the price jumped up here this morning, and all of those shorts that got taken out there in yellow, see all that? That was a lot. That was a lot of trading that got taken out right there. That's what we'd like to see on the short side, meaning price going up. Halogen Master, you're confused? Confused. For most people, stay away from leverage trading. Just don't do it. Buy spot, hold, maybe do some swing trade or something. That's good enough. As soon as you start doing leverage trading, when you get liquidated, that means you end up with zero. You get wiped out. You got to know what you're doing if you're going to do leverage trades. I do not do leverage trades. I do spot, occasional swing trades, only when the setup is just right. But if you go degen on leverage, you might end up getting totally wiped out. That's the risk. So, yeah, stop losses, Chad. You can set up stop losses to help reduce your risk. Some channels don't allow you to do that, or you have to be active in closing out trades before you totally get wiped out. That means you're on it like 24/7. Some people go to bed and they wake up in the morning and they found out that they got liquidated. Not a pleasant thing to wake up to in the morning. So if it sounds too risky for you, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Because then your trade ends up on a chart like this, and market makers may come hunting you. So, exactly. If the price moves against you, the leverage works against you, drains all your money to the point where the platform closes your trade because your money's gone. Exactly. Don't be a DJ. I mean, you're already buying a cryptocurrency first. That's risky. Second, You're talking about Dogecoin, which is a meme coin, risky, right? You already know that on two counts. First, it's cryptocurrency. That's risky enough for some people. Second, it's a meme coin, right? And we've seen when Dogecoin goes down, it could go down hard. And we saw that. So that's risk. Now you want to add leverage trading to it? I mean, that's a degen, as Doug says right there. That's a degen. Yeah. Somebody can snip that from the live stream, I guess. I'm not going to make a whole video on the heat map, but I don't mind talking about it. Hey, SB, what's up? Dogecoin will melt faces, crypto the conqueror says. Huge risk for shorts and longs. The market makers see them and go grab them. Yes, they do. They see your trades. Hey, Aussie, how are you? I know we were talking about the Doge ETFs earlier. Again, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. 11.7, my Jesus friend, welcome back. It's been a while. How's the Jesus coin doing? Thanks for the super chat. Haven't looked at it in a while. Have not looked at it in a while, but we can take a look. You're up 7% today. Nice. Up 7% on Jesus coin today. See what that looks like over the week. Up 14.5%. Good. It's a good way to start the month of May, right? Let's look at the month. You're up 32% on the month. Let's check the year. Yeah, got a recovery to make. Yeah, last November, Jesus was up at 6 zeros, 25. So on the way down, you gained a zero back, right? Yeah. You gained a zero back somewhere around, the right after the Fed dropped interest rates, December 20th. You got a zero back. So now you got 7 zeros. Well, good luck. Good luck on Jesus. But it looks like it's making a nice little recovery here. There's some money to be made there if you want to try and see whether this thing is going to have a nice recovery. But right now, over the past week, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. So good luck. Thanks for the super chat. For those interested in Jesus, it's Uniswap. So this is an ETH-based token, an ERC20 token on Uniswap. Looks like they have branched over to Solana. I wonder how they did that. They branched over with an ETH ERC20 token onto Solana. Interesting. That's only 5% of the trading is on the Solana. The rest is all Uniswap. Good luck. Don't mind looking at it. Wonder when churches will start accepting Jesus coin. I mean, it's a Uniswap token, so it'd be kind of hard to be transferring, right? It needs to go more mainstream. Yes, Bibbles, that they hunt stop losses too. On second thought, be a T-Gen. DB, not man enough for that game. Me either. I'm not doing it. I like to keep my Doge. Thank you very much. Hey, Annika. I tried Robinhood. When the price was at 17.6, I hit buy, but the price that actually purchased was 17.9. Yes. Welcome to the world of Robinhood. Yes, we talk about that a lot here, Annika. This is the difference between the bid and the ask, right? There's what's called a spread. On Coinbase, that spread is really, really close. So when you hit buy on Coinbase at 17.6, you get 17.6. But on Robinhood, there's what's called a big spread. So it can be up to 0.03. So when at 17.6, if you hit buy on a market order, you're going to pay 17.9. At 17.6, if you say sell on a market order, you're not going to get 17.6. You're going to get 17.3 or something much lower. This is the price of free trading, no fee trading, is instead they have what's called this spread. The same thing happens on crypto.com. The same thing happens on Webull, right? It's no fee, but they have a spread. On Coinbase, the spread is like 0.0001. It's nothing. But Coinbase charges a fee on each trade. Robinhood says no fee trading. But they've got a spread, and that's how they make their money, because they're market makers, right? Or whoever they're flowing their crypto trades through, right? They're making that profit on that 0.003 Doge. So that's the difference, Annika. But now you've learned, you know how it works. The other thing is, okay, you could have done a limit order buy, right? The price was 17.6. You set a limit order at 17.6. The price goes down to 17.6. What happens? Nothing. Your order doesn't fill at 17.6. Price goes down to 17.5. You've got a limit order at 17.6. And you're like, how come it's not hitting? Because it hasn't hit. It hasn't hit the bid price yet. Then the price goes down to 17.4. And you're like, hey, it's at 17.4. My limit order is 17.6. How come it hasn't hit yet? Because you haven't hit the bid price. And then finally, it gets down to 17.3. And then your 17.6 order hits. And you just bought Dogecoin for 17.6. But the price was 17.3. Why didn't you get 17.3? Because you did a limit order on Robinhood with a big spread. So that's how Robinhood works. So if you understand that about Robinhood, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It just is what it is. And you learn to live with that. That's why most people do limit orders on Robinhood. It's hard to do because you got to go up to the upper right-hand corner to hit limit order, to set that separately. Takes a few more steps. Robinhood doesn't want you using limit orders. They want you to just do market, buy, sell, and they make their money, especially on Doge. They make a lot of money on Dogecoin because of that. That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah, it's like the Robinhood fee, exactly, Monica. It's a no fee, the price you pay. Yep. Yep, you're welcome. Robinhood says they don't charge transaction fees. Correct. Technically, they don't charge you a fee, but they just have this big, what's called a spread. Crypto.com does the same thing. Kraken has a big spread as well. Yeah, I haven't used Kraken. So what's cheaper, the spread or the fee? I just guess it's a wash, right? It's probably a wash. Coinbase, you pay a fee. I'm guessing it's probably equivalent to whatever the spread difference is on Robinhood. And I don't worry about it. It's the price of doing business. That's all. Doge to the moon, chasers. What's up? Hey, Dogecoin's up 5.5% for the day. Bitcoin's only up 2.5%. Doge is up 5.5%. Like I said, on green days, Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin. We just need more green days. More green days. Bibbles. So funny. Merchie, I need Jesus coin now. Go get you some of those Jesus tokens. Jesus is going to come. You never know, right? You never know. The chart actually looks pretty good. I mean, the Jesus chart actually looks pretty good. When you zoom out, you're like, this thing is starting to move. But you got to be on Uniswap. So if you trade on Uniswap, you can get you some of that Jesus token. Got to get your wrapped ETH there and do your swap. Harder to swing trade on Robinhood with the spread, not the fee, but the spread. Yes. You have to take that into account, that 0.003, whatever that difference is, right? Between the current price and the actual buy price or sell price. You have to take that into account when you're swing trading. Exactly. Luca, eyeing 25 cents. Hey, if you need a car, take a little profit and enjoy yourself. Exactly. Exactly. I forget the word that Raul Paul uses for that. He's got a word for, not a ticket, but I forget what word he uses. Take a little profit, enjoy life. Exactly. Exactly, chasers. Got to do what you got to do. You're looking at a nice car. Take some crypto profit. I know you think it's going to go higher, 30 cents, 35, whatever. You don't know that for sure, though. I mean, that's why I took the profit I took to buy the house, right? I think Dogecoin is going to go higher eventually than what I sold for, but we wanted the house, right? So that takes selling. Now I sold it on Robinhood. Not all my Doge, but the chunk that I did sell, along with my other cryptos. But the Doge I sold on Robinhood, because Robinhood, when you sell, it doesn't affect the price. You sell 1 million Dogecoin on Robinhood, has no effect on the price, because Robinhood is not an exchange. Lifestyle chips. Yes, Compo, thank you. It's the chips. That was the word, right? The chips. You get your chips, right, for your lifestyle. Exactly, Compo. That's what Raul Paul says. So lifestyle chips. Yep. Enjoy life a little bit. And that's what we're doing here in this house. We love this house. It's awesome. It's so nice. Today was May 1st. Didn't have to pay anything. No rent, no mortgage, nothing. End of the month comes, I get my paycheck from work, and guess what? I got no payment. I got no house payment. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So Jerry says to Luca, that's not a need, that's a want. Maybe he needs a car, and since he's going to buy a car, he'd like it to be a nice one. Maybe. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if it's just a second car, like a Porsche or something that he's going to drive around on the weekends, right? Maybe that's a want. That's not a need. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So, you wish you could hold for longer? Think Doge is going to boom? Yeah. But yeah. Lifestyle chips. Exactly. Lifestyle chips. Hey, Kelmar, do you like trading crypto because the way crypto trades? Just curious to expand on you thinking Doge won't because of global currency. It's all supply and demand, right, Kelmar? More people buying than selling, price is going to go up. We saw what happened in 2021 with the FOMO. We saw again what happened in November 2024 with all that talk about Elon and Doge and Trump winning and pro crypto and all that. That's the excitement. That's the fun of it. I want to be around for that next big boom in Doge as well. That's why I'm not messing around with leverage trading and shorting and all that. Buy on spot and you hold and you wait for the big runs. And then you take your lifestyle chips, right? Then you take your lifestyle chips. And Bibbles, in the long run, I mean, you got to live somewhere, right? So we wanted a nice house, paid in cash, no banks, right? No mortgage. That was the goal. We hit that. We achieved that. We're very happy with that. And the price of the real estate will do nothing but go up. We're in Boston area. Boston, even in 2008, when in markets like Florida and Nevada and all these places, like real estate prices were crashing, not Boston. Not Boston. They slowed down a little, but they kept going up. That's real estate in Boston. It's not affected by those big like real estate booms and busts. Not here. So it's a safe investment, long-term investment, and we're living in it. Got to live somewhere. So that was our thinking on it. But yeah, that was our decision. I've still got Dogecoin. I still got 400,000 plus Doge, right? I still got some other crypto. I'm still in the game and all that. I didn't sell everything. How does that not affect the price? On Robinhood, Halogen, this is just for Robinhood. Robinhood is not an exchange, not like Coinbase or Binance. So Robinhood holds all of those coins in their own wallets. It's all like inside their own box, right? You go into that box and you buy and sell. You're just buying and selling the price. No coins are changing hands. When I sell my million Dogecoin on Robinhood, there's no blockchain event. There's no transfer of coins. Coins aren't moving, right? That's why it doesn't affect the price. It doesn't show up anywhere. You go on to let's go on to CoinMarketCap, right? And let's look at Dogecoin. Just as an example. And you can do this for any coin, right? And you say, what are the markets, right? Where is Dogecoin traded? Dogecoin is traded on Binance, on Bybit, Coinbase, Upbit, OKX, BitGet, Maxi, Gate, KuCoin. There's 50 pages of exchanges. Crypto.com, BingX, Bitfinex, HTX, Kraken, Bitmart, Bitstamp, BitHum, right? You can go through all of these where Doge is traded, and there's not one that says Robinhood. There's not one that says Robinhood, because Robinhood is not an exchange. Crypto.com is an exchange, not Robinhood. So your buys and sells on Robinhood have no effect on the market. Absolutely none. Robinhood holds all their Doge in their box, and you're just buying the price up and down. That's all you're doing. No effect on the price. You sell 10 million Doge on Robinhood in low liquidity, low volume. It doesn't show up anywhere. It doesn't show up anywhere. That's what I mean. So I transferred all my Doge out of my wallet back. I threw it onto Robinhood, and I made my sale on Robinhood. That's what I did. Make sense? How much money would need to be invested for Doge to go up to $3? I have no idea. I don't know how you can possibly do a calculation like that. I don't know what the I don't know what the dynamics are, what your multipliers would be to figure that out in the maths. But Ross is true. The market is starting to liven up. Armando, you want a house too? Great goal. Great goal. I need a lifestyle first, and then maybe I can buy some lifestyle chips. That's a good one, DB. That's a good one. Yeah, in the Boston area, we've got great hospitals, great universities and colleges, and we're not relying on tourism for for our income or our GDP here in Boston. So I mean, it helps a little bit of tourism, but it's really all of that other that keeps Boston pretty stable, and people want to be here. So yeah, the real estate here it's a good investment. Yeah, Armando, house is cheap in Texas. Texas goes on much more of a wild swing in real estate values. Pretty sure lifestyle chips couldn't make Karens happy. Yeah, they don't care about that stuff, especially, never marry a Karen. That is financial advice. That's true words right there. When you buy on Robinhood, you're not helping the Dogecoin community. That is correct. That's correct. Buy on Coinbase. Coinbase is an exchange. We just looked at that here on this list. On the markets, Coinbase right there. Coinbase is an exchange. It's got like the 4th highest volume trading of Dogecoin is Coinbase. Yeah, you can afford a house in Arizona if you want to live in Arizona, but then if the whole real estate market crashes, you're sitting on a house and you've lost value on it. I do like Texas, Armando. However, I live in Boston. I work in Boston. My family is in Boston. All my friends are in Boston. But I got a lot more friends now all over the world here. All you guys. I got lots of friends now. Would you like to be my friend? Nice thing about Robinhood, you don't have to keep a spreadsheet. You can download your tax forms. That's convenient, yes. If you just buy in Robinhood and you leave it all there, easy peasy. But you're just buying the price. You're not buying the actual coins. Just so you know. Yeah, Boston has one of the best areas for colleges. And even like the high schools, it's like best in the country. And you go out to like Lexington High is one of the best overall high schools in the entire country. Yep. For Dogecoin to reach $3 per coin. Okay, Mike is going to do some maths here, right? All right, Mike, what's your maths here? For Dogecoin to reach $3, its market cap would need to be approximately $447 billion, assuming the circulating supply remains at 149 billion. 447 billion. And today, it's at like what, 25, 28? What's the number? I gotta get my mouse back. Hello. 27 billion now. 27 billion. So $420 billion. $420 billion. So, okay, there's your answer. Somebody want to buy $420 billion worth of Doge? Gotta buy the house on the dip. Exactly, right. Buy on the red candles. And how about the big boys that buy OTC? I know, right? It's not fair. Yep, MicroStrategy buys all of that Bitcoin OTC. All those ETFs are all OTC. Zach Dagger, thank you. Dang it, Bobby. I don't watch King of the Hill. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's cold for a number of months in the winter. When I retire, I don't plan on being here in Boston, January, February, and March. I'm going to be traveling the world those months. And then I come back for April, where it's beautiful. We've had the most beautiful April out of anywhere here in Boston this year. Fabulous, fabulous weather this April here in Boston. Beautiful. But yeah, January, February, no, thank you. Come on, Elon. We know Elon can do it, right? Make that market cap happen. Aceaholics, thanks for the time and effort. Welcome, having fun. Having fun and making money at the same time. Can you imagine that? We're up 5.5% today. You can have money sitting there buying power on Robinhood Gold for a year and you make 4%. Or you could have bought Dogecoin yesterday and today you'd be up 5.5% in one day. Beauty of Dogecoin. Hey, Armando, anything is possible. $3 Doge, $147 billion, sure. Anything's possible. Probable? Probably not this year. He has Grok for the maths. Did Grok use the sexy Ara voice? Mike, are you using the Grok and the sexy Ara voice? Luca, oh, you've been to Seattle. You'd love to visit New York. And Boston too, Luca. Got to see Boston. That's the history. That's the history. It's here in Boston. I don't know how they do OTC, Joy to the World. I don't know. It's some kind of a range price, and I don't know how they negotiate it. I don't know how that works. I'm not worthy, right? I'm not worthy of trading OTC. I'm not in that league. But Michael Saylor is, and he can do it. And BlackRock can do it, but not KrissPax. I'm not worthy. Oh, you're using the computer, no voice? Yeah, we've been having fun with the app here on my phone. Oh my God. Yeah, I wish we had crypto back then too. My gosh. If I knew now, back then, well, that was long before. That was long before. There wasn't even internet. Pre-internet. Ask Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, never going to make it to the OTC. Exactly. Google trends for Bitcoin spiked high May of 2020. And of course, for Dogecoin in 2021, especially January, February of 2021, that was the huge Huge volume. Yeah, I don't know what's available on Grok Voices if you do the premium. Just on the basic free app, you just get the 2 voices. Ara and Rex. Kind of lame. Kind of lame-o. All right, guys, that's what we've got. Hey, look, Dogecoin in the green today, up 5.5%. That's nice. Like to see a little green. And we're in the month of May now, guys. Let's go. Month of May. Did the price prediction this morning. If you didn't see the price prediction video, watch that. And then my follow-on was in the first 20-25 minutes of today's live stream. If you missed that, just scroll back to the beginning or let the live stream finish and then watch it on my YouTube channel, because all of my live streams do become videos. So you can always catch up there. Again, first 25 minutes, I was on fire today. Had a lot to cover. Follow up from the May price prediction video for Doge that I made this morning. And if you didn't watch that, check it out this weekend when you're sitting around, a little bored. You can watch my May price prediction video for Dogecoin. I'll be live again tomorrow on a Friday. We have AMAs on Friday. Always a lot of fun. Join in then. Until then, see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.